Hey everyone, it's Teacher here. I figured I would do a guide for 5 teams for the Mines of Moria Chapter 2. I'm gonna skip over this because other people such as Thorna and Boylon has already covered this, but it's basically what we will be facing. Now what is interesting regarding the teams is the info we're giving down here. So this is just based on what they're telling in this dev diary, the info about the chapter. And then I'm making my assumptions based on that, and what I'm going to be showing you is the ideal teams. The Moria Cave Troll is a massive creature who is able to resist damage and banes with his thick stony skin. In battle he gains momentum, a unique boon that makes him faster and empowers his attacks by using his abilities, counter-attacking and blocking incoming attacks. To defeat this cave troll, you will need to control this momentum by landing critical hits, bringing dispels, and inflicting specific banes like disrupted. So there's gonna be more disrupts than just disrupted for the banes. Like there's gonna be more than just disrupted as a bane. Oglok with his blind, maybe. The most effective way to defeat the cave troll is by intercepting the momentum boon with the Bekulus Black Serpent Poison and sharing Haradrim passive abilities with Tebeb's Fighting as One leader ability. Given their synergy as well as their strength as a group when focusing down large single targets, the Haradrim are likely to serve you well in this battle. We kind of know that already because otherwise they wouldn't have released the 2 marquees. Like, if they want us to spend and invest into a team, it has to be useful, and with the resources being so scarce, it makes good sense. As a reminder, for the Mines of Moria raid, you can create and bring a team made up of any selection of characters you would like into battle. Be aware any characters you use will become exhausted and will not be able to be used in subsequent attempts in that chapter. So, for chapter 1, use the teams you have there. For chapter 2, you can make whole new teams. Everyone is reset. It's basically like when we get chapter 3, chapter 4, you can mix, match, chop up, make new teams as you want. Just set your teams for the correct chapters. So, what I'm going to be showing is what I think would be a good setup for 5 teams. First off, the Haradrim, obviously, and there's no reason to chop them up because they are just a unique combo. Now, what I did next is I've been thinking about things. Team 2, Rohan free with Halbarat, and, if you're paid to win, Gruher the Brute. And the reason for this is he grants might, but he grants something very, very, very special. His basic attack. Let me find him over here actually, and we will go for Gruher the Brute. There we go. Brute Force attack the target for 108% damage and dispel 1 boons. And that's on his basic, so he can always do that. Attack all enemies for 200 and inflict expose for 2 turns. We don't know if the 2 orcs we see behind the cave troll will be required to be hit, so he might actually be really good for this. He grants might to all squad members on a free turn cooldown. Inflicts stays, so focus reduced. So actually Gruher the Brute, despite being very, very slow, is actually a really, really solid one for this. I might even invest the gems just to have him. Now the reason why I put him with the Rohan squad is because we have turn meter, we have assist, we have might, we have dispels, we have taunt, we have heal, so I feel this would be a very, very good way. Eowyn, she cleanses her allies, but we need something to inflict. Now if you don't have that, you could move Gas Ironhide up here. Team 3, I would say, is the Road to Rivendell squad, and that is just simply because that don't mix match them. Like, I was considering taking Strider up here, but I think Road to Rivendell will actually do fine, just like we saw in Chapter 1. I think they will be great for all 4 chapters. Maybe not the Balrog, maybe they want to make it so that the elves are a little bit more advantageous to be using there. Now, Team 3, or Team 4 so to speak, is actually, I have done an option here. The Rivendell 4 that we always use, and if you have a good Legolas, use him. And the reason why we want to be using Legolas is because that we want to say Let's go find him here. Legolas. Crits is really good, but that's his leader ability, so we don't need that. But this one, his special one, attack the target enemy 3 times for 120% damage per hit. Each crit dispel 1 boons, gain 1 stack of nimble. So that is actually really, really good. We need crit and we need to dispel. So Legolas is actually a very good investment. And I don't have any investment into him, but I think I will need to at least bring him up to gear level 6, level 45, 50, depending on if I spread this out or what I feel I can do. So now we come to a team, and if you don't have him, then use Lomian 4D Rivendell Synergy, because crit is really good for Lomian. Team 5. That is where I struggle a little bit. And I've gone with this. You could also then, like, if you don't have one of these, then put it down here. But again, let's just go with, no, let's do this. So, Bolg here, I might do him lead. Otherwise, you could go for an Ugluk lead. If you do a full Isengard squad, could maybe work. But the reason why I include Bolg, if you have him, is because he inflicts Disrupt. One of the very few characters. And he locks abilities. He also has a blind. Here we have some heal block and other things. Also we have a heal. We inflict weaken when we heal. And Morsa is actually really good. I know some people actually have him built, and I think those people will actually be really, really happy about that. Weak mind, resistance, so it's easier to get your Banes on. You dispel 2 boons and inflict Disrupted. Again, here we have one that is actually say we need Dispel and we need Disrupted. Already he's making a pretty good case for it. And you get an assist. And you have a chance to assist. I would take it to, if you can, then I would take it to 5, because that way you actually get it down a bit, and that is good. And his speed is actually quite nice, so he could be worth an inclusion. Show no fear, dispel 1 boons on all enemies, inflict expose on for 2 turns on enemy, grant haste. Haste is really good, so you are able to do this more often. So Morsa I would definitely use these for, I would definitely use, and then it's a little bit like, you could say Ironhide down here instead of Nuraz, but the reason why we go with Nuraz also as a worthy inclusion is because cleanses 1 Bane, so he does provide cleanse on a 3-turn cooldown, which is really nice. You get a summon, turn meter, provoke, and regen, so it's actually pretty good on passive, so if there is single target on the cave troll, then this troll could soak it up. Also inflict weak, which is really nice, so yeah. That would be my 5 teams if I could select. Now, I don't have this guy. This team I will be having when Chapter 2 comes out. I will also be able to do this team. This one, I don't think I can get to difficulty 2, 16k power, but I will definitely be using it for difficulty 1. This one, hopefully a nice difficulty 3 attempt. Depends on my Legolas if I build him up. I haven't really built Lomian, so I might get away with being able to get Legolas there, also because it is more than a week away, so you do have time to prepare. That's why I'm putting this out now. Others might put it out 2-3 days before the actual date, but by then it's too late. Now we have more than a week to prepare. Here I have these 3 built. Morsa I might build, and Nuraz I have him unlocked as well. Like, these can both be 3 stars for me. I don't know which one I would go with. Overall, due to what I've heard about Nuraz, that his summons get the same speed as him, I might go Nuraz over Morsa. Also because you get regen, so you get a little bit more out of him. I have included some I'm not sure about. That is Fro, and that is Fili and Kili. They might be worth it if you have them and geared already. They might be for a team. And then, of course, Gruher the Brute. Again, I might actually spend the gems to get him unlocked, and I'll give him a go. So, yeah, here are some suggestions. Like, if you have him, I would definitely say put him up here, because more might, he inflicts more damage. We also don't know the actual conditions for the chapter, so we will be taking another revisit look when that actually comes out. And then I would actually say like this if I had my choice. Then I would do it like this, or even maybe here. We don't know yet. But anyways, this is my preliminary teams that I would be making based on what the info they have given in the post. So yeah, hope this is useful and it gives you something to work with. You have 1 to 2 weeks depending on when your guild launches a raid. So yeah, we'll come back to this once we have more info. And until then, teacher signing out.